Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back, it's Snapping Raccoon and I'm going to be talking about the current situation with FPS multiplayer on the current gen. I'm talking about the Xbox One and PS4. We might as well start calling it current gen because next gen is about 3 years away possibly, but yeah. Anyway, so since the current generation have been released, the Xbox One and PS4, we have been littered with complete and utter mishaps, failures, so to speak. I'm using all these key terms in YouTube terms: failures, fails, epic fails, terrible, sort your shit out games on the current gen consoles. So, I mean, you look back at Call of Duty Ghosts. To start off with, we might as well start there. When that was in its normal 12-month lifespan, it was considered a failure for a game. I know it was started out as a 360 game and a PS3 game, but it moved to the current gen, so I'm going to class it as a failure. Then we move on to Battlefield 4, which when it started was littered with errors, it was littered with bugs, it was littered with trouble. Then we're going to move on to Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Now personally, I believe this to be my most fun Call of Duty game I've ever played. However, the response within the community is completely 50-50. You either love it or you hate it. You can't seem to pick that game up casually and play a couple of games. You either hardcore or you no-core, basically, with that game. So, and then you look at Titanfall. It was a great game to play but had no longevity. Then, possibly the worst multiplayer to come out, just for connection issues and trouble, Halo Master Chief Collection. Now, no one saw that coming. No one saw how big that was going to fail. To be perfectly honest, I haven't played that much of it, but I hadn't played a Halo before this, so I didn't know what to expect. But the connection, 20-30 minutes waiting in a lobby, ridiculous. Even Destiny, the MMO FPS, you know, that suffered so many troubles, connection issues. I know I suffered with a hell of a lot of connection issues with Destiny, which is why I don't play it. All this, the FPS multiplayer genre has been littered with failures over the past 2 years. So, why? I mean, this is a serious question. I'm going to ask you the same question. Why is this happening? You know, there's a lot of people out there saying, no, just stop buying the games, it'll force them to play better games. It may force some franchises, the smaller ones especially, it may force them to close and stop producing that kind of video and have to rethink and retweet. But a giant like Activision and Battlefield, they will still kind of do what they want to do and just try and make it better and use the key terms like, we've listened to the community. The community have asked for this. We've listened. You've requested. So, what with the amount, I've covered this in previous commentary, but the amount of really negative feedback, and we're talking like, sort your shit out, this is fucking wank, go fucking die. Can they really sift through all the comments and find something useful? Possibly not. But then, they should be really helping us out. I mean, I currently believe that the most fun I've had in an FPS game, a shooting game, on the current gen console has been Plants vs Zombies, then Advanced Warfare. So Plants vs Zombies is number one. Now that's a low tier game. You would probably class that as possibly, a double A game, maybe even a single A game. You wouldn't class that as a triple A game like Call of Duty or Battlefield or Titanfall or even Destiny or Halo. But that seems to have had, if there was a more higher player base, that would have been a really, really good game. So what can the studios do differently? I honestly don't know. I really don't. Because they are saying the right things without actually being part of the company and being part of the development process. I don't know what they're doing wrong. We don't know. We can go on for days and say that Call of Duty, they are putting more focus on the esports and doing all that, but until they come out and actively say this is our focus, it may seem like that to us as the public because we feel like we're getting shitted on. But until you actually see it for yourself and you actually read some of the script and stuff like that, then, you know, it's all speculation. It depends where you want to put the blame. So what they can do is basically tell us where the focus is, so we can either be esports or fuck off. That's the way that I see it. But seriously, I want to know whether you think this has been the generation of failure so far on the letdown, with the generation of failure or generation of disappointment. I think generation of disappointment is probably the best way to put it. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I've been the Snap Raccoon, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later. Tra.